and
You think
physical
the Biden
safety
administration ignored the
and-
cost of living for working class people?
Yeah.
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 I think
I
the
mean,
voters.
So that's what the voters said.
Every
Yeah.
poll
The voters-
imaginable.
Yeah.
The voters-
I mean, that's why the
the
voters
voters-
voted for Trump.
Well, let me. Okay, well,
the
let me.
stimulus, the student loans,
Here's what I would say.
Capital insulin?
Here's what I would say.
And I mean, look, Cory Booker got so much credit for just giving a filibuster. He won an award for speaking the most, right? That is the low bar.
Good morning, YouTube, and happy Saturday. So I just want to let you guys know I have a really important day. I have something really important that I need to attend. So I wasn't going to make a video, but I was watching another content creator video regarding Abby Phillips Tonight Show. So you know I love the CNN Abby Phillips Tonight Show. And this guy, his name is Couch Politics, I believe. I love him. I love watching his channel. And he basically showed a clip of Abby Phillips Tonight, and they were basically talking about the Biden administration and inflation and the economy and all of those things. And so his caption, I'm looking at it right now, well, not caption, but the title of his video is Abby Phillips Shocks the Panel with Latest Statement. And so I love Abby Phillips, and so I'm like, okay, what does she say? So when he started his commentary, and this is Couch Politics, I'm a huge fan, but when he started his commentary, he was basically saying this is something that kind of bothered him, and it's probably going to bother us as well, like his audience as well. And I'm like, okay, what did she say? Like, you know, I'm like really curious to see what she said. And so I started listening to her commentary, and what she basically said is I don't remember her words verbatim. So what she basically said was the Biden administration dropped the ball with this messaging around the economy. And someone asked the question, and she said, yeah, she believes that. Now, I want to break this down in two parts. I believe that too. I voted for Joe Biden. I was a fan of Joe Biden. I voted for Kamala Harris. Of course, I'm a fan of Kamala Harris. So I am a progressive leaning Democrat, right? I wouldn't vote for Donald Trump to walk a dog, okay? So it's not a matter of supporting the other side, supporting the Republican Party or anything like that. But what I do know, like I told you guys, I come from very, very humble beginnings. I come from a community with mostly 90+% Black poor people. And I'm still, of course, connected to my community, my hood, whatever the case. During the Joe Biden administration, their messaging around inflation was basically like, we're doing better than every other country, which is great. That's great. However, we're doing better than other countries, but people are not being able to feed themselves. People are having to get more than one job. So just pushing the narrative or pushing the message that we're doing better than other countries, that's fine, because after COVID, we were covered much better. To the Biden administration's credit, they recovered. People were saying, remember, a recession was projected, all of these job losses were projected, and that didn't happen because the Biden administration did a phenomenal job with making sure that we were covered from COVID, from having a recession or anything like that. So they did a great job. But when I'm on this platform, I always tell you guys, the Democrats are horrific at messaging. They're really, really, really bad at it. Even though they do great things. Even though the Democrats are, when you think about the budget, when you think about getting the morality of the country, getting everybody on the same page, Democrats do it better. They just do. Republicans are only good at messaging and scaring their supporters to the polls, to vote. They are going to scare them to get them to vote. And they use fear mongering, they lie, they obfuscate all of these things, but they get their people to the voting booth. That's what they do. Democrats do the work. They do very good at doing the work, but the messaging sucks. Those are the differences. So I am a Democrat. I am a progressive leaning Democrat, but I completely agree with Abby when she said they had very poor messaging around inflation. You're telling people, think about this. You got someone that worked at Chick-fil-A. Maybe they make $14 an hour, right? I think in Illinois, I don't know how much the minimum wage is, but I believe if you work at like Chick-fil-A or whatever, you may make $14, $15 an hour. If you're making $14, $15 an hour And normally, because remember, inflation is still here, eggs are still expensive, these things are still happening, but you have your same income, but the price of things are going up. So regardless to the messaging being, oh, we're doing better than other countries, that's cool, but this $14 an hour does not stretch further because we're doing better than other countries. And their messaging was basically like, we're doing better than other countries, calm down, the economy is doing well, we're recovering well, and people are feeling it really in their pockets and at the gas pump where it's like, okay, cool, you keep saying we're doing well, but I know this $14 an hour is not going as far as it used to go. So I don't care that you keep saying we're doing better than other countries. What I care about is this $14 an hour is not stretching like it used to. And so I agree with that point. Another thing, I've experienced this because the panel kind of exploded, and I'm going to tell you why the panel exploded. And maybe some of you guys are not going to like this either, and that's going to have to be okay. The panel exploded because people expect black women to fall in line. I made a video about Jasmine Crockett, someone that I'm a huge fan of. I have several videos on my page about how much I love this woman, about how much I support this woman. I literally have videos dedicated to this woman and talking about how much I love this woman. I made one video, and it wasn't bashing her because I don't have any reason to bash her. It wasn't speaking ill of her because I don't have any reason to speak ill of her. It was basically saying when I first heard her make the comment about Governor Greg Abbott, it was like jarring to me. Like, damn, like, because for me knowing people who have disabilities, me knowing people who have cancer, diabetes, all of the things, it's not funny to me. And I understand people, it's basically saying, like people in my comments was basically saying, oh, well, this is the way that they refer to him in Texas. Anyway, I'm not from Texas. I don't know that. I didn't know that. And I wasn't bashing Jasmine Crockett at all because I love her and I don't have anything bad to say about her. The only thing I said during that video is it was jarring to hear her say it when I initially heard it. You know, you hear somebody say something, you're like, oh, like, but I wasn't mad. I wasn't like, oh, I don't rock with her no more. I don't like her anymore. None of that. I had so many people in my comments saying, if you're gonna, when it comes to us, you're gonna either support or not. You're gonna support completely, support wholeheartedly or not. I am not in a cult. That's what the other side do. That's what we criticize and judge and scrutinize the other side for doing. That's what they do. They fall in line. No matter what Donald Trump do, they fall. That's the reason why people refer to it as a cult. I am not in a cult. I am a progressive, again, for the third time during this video. I am a progressive leaning Democrat. I vote Democrat. I've always voted Democrat. And at this moment, Jasmine Crockett is literally my favorite politician. But I am not in a cult. If I feel something genuinely, I'm going to say it. And so for people, it was, and then it was disheartening because I'm going to tell you guys about this one story. And this is anecdotal, but I had this one woman and I looked at her profile picture, and it's the internet, so you don't know if it was a bot, it was real, it was her profile or whatever, but it was an older woman. And she wrote a comment. It was kind of like a nasty comment, basically saying, I guess insinuating that I was a baby, I'm the most pro, I be getting mad. I am the most pro-black person you will ever meet in your entire existence. Ain't nothing sell out about me, please. Don't ever. So she said something to that effect. She said something to the effect like, if you're not going to support 100% or whatever she said. And I looked at her profile picture, and like I said, she looked older. Not bad. She was a nice looking woman. I'm not trying to insinuate that at all, but she looked older. And at first, because I told y'all I'm very reactive, at first I was going to get her. And then I was like, Angel, you're going to feel bad. You wasn't raised to be disrespectful to your elders. Like, don't even do it. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not going to respond. Let her say whatever it is she going to say. God bless her testimony, right? I see this same woman under other people. Other people were making comments under other people's comments, being disrespectful, being antagonistic, being combative. I love black people deep. But when I tell you we have a problem with extending each other grace, We go so hard. So for somebody like me who is extremely pro-black, okay, because I said this one comment that you interpreted as bad or mean or antagonistic, now you are calling yourself antagonizing me. If I was a sellout or whatever the case, aren't you doing to me what you insinuating I'm doing to black people or Jasmine or whomever? And you're an older woman. Like, this woman looked like she could be my granny's age. So I'm like, when Abby said what she said, and Couch Politics, who I am a fan of, because apparently you can have a nuanced position in life. So he's saying everybody's going to be upset because of what people expect black women to be. We can have multiple opinions, like we can have different ideologies, we can be I can't think of the word right now, but we are not monolithic. Black women are not monolithic. We are full, complete, transparent. Like, we can be all of those things and still support our own. Like, people act like in that video, I was like, I would never support Jasmine again. I would never rock with her again. I'm like, when I was reading the comments, I was dumbfounded that so many people felt the need to be now, it was a lot of positive comments. There was a lot of people saying, and to black men's credit, it was a lot of black men who basically understood where I was coming from. But black women who I love, who I started this platform for, was being, and not all, but those were some of the ones that were being the most aggressive and the most combative. And I'm like, I was confused. So when Couch Politics just basically said, we're all going to be mad, I'm not mad at Abby. I agree with Abby. And I supported Joe Biden. If he would have ran again completely, like, you know, I would have supported him, and I supported Kamala Harris. But I do believe that the Biden administration, their messaging around inflation was, we're doing better than other countries. Okay, cool. Eggs still $8. Okay? So I'm grateful that eggs are not $12, but they're $8, and I'm used to paying $4. So yes, we're doing better than other countries, and I'm grateful, because apparently it could have gotten a lot worse, and it did not, and I'm grateful for that. But still, eggs are more than what I used to pay, and my income is the same. So you do that math. And so I just wanted to make this really quick video, because we have to allow black women to be their full selves, right? We have to allow them to be them. When a person show up in a space just because they disagree with you, it can be one topic, two topics, whatever the case, but to get mad at that person or find value in being antagonistic towards that person because they don't fall in line completely, that's a cult. That's what they do on that side. That's what they do to Donald Trump. Anything he do, they fall in line. It is a cult. I don't rock like that. I can't do that. I'm not willing to do that. So when I'm on this page, I'm going to give you my real opinions, my real ideology. Some you're going to agree with, some you're not. But it's not necessary to be so antagonistic because I didn't agree with you on I don't agree with my mama on everything. Like, people have to get out of that mind frame that we have to be in a line 100% or we're not for each other. That does not mean that, because I am still a fan of Jasmine Crockett right now to this day. And I believe more so than a lot of people who call themselves antagonizing me. So there's that. But like I said, I have a really busy day, so I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys have a phenomenal day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.